Hey everyone, Shaedow here, and welcome to another Marvel Contest of Champions video. So we finally reached the final quest of Act 6. So this is 6.1.6, and I'm going to show you what I consider the easiest path for your initial completion to be. So you go first straight up to this Moon Knight here, and you can see that all you have to deal with is the global node. Now, I did not look at the global node when I went into this fight, but we will take a look at it later. But Moon Knight was very easy to fight. I went in here with my Starkey, and as you can see, I'm just building up his poise charges. Once I get to his maximum of 10, that's when I parry and I go into attack. And you can see his health is just getting chewed up. I actually thought I got hit there because I dashed back a little bit early, but it still let me get it. So right there, I actually made a mistake. I thought I was going to reach my special 2. That was supposed to be a special 2 there, but instead, I was just shy of 2 bars. So fight went on just a little bit longer than normal, but it is what it is. We still got him down pretty quickly. All right, so next, you don't want to go to the left there. You're going to go straight up. Don't turn to the right. Keep going straight up to this Havok. Now, Havok can be a pain if you are not careful. All right, so let's take a look at the global here. Hurt Locker. This one is not bad unless you forget. And they actually do a little something nice for you. But basically, you cannot do 2 specials in a row. Okay, so no special 1 and then another special 1. You have to alternate your specials. If you don't, you get this delayed charge on you, and you have to fire off a heavy that will reset it. So you can see up there, that little 1, that helps you remember what the last special was that you fired off. So at this point, if you fire off another special 1, that's when you'll get that delayed charge, and it's gonna hurt unless you can land a heavy. So now, the last special I threw was a 2, my special 2, and so I had to throw a special 1. So it's easy to play around, but as you'll see later, I do forget about it and end up firing off 2 specials in a row, and then I forgot, and yeah, it was not pretty. Anyway, so let's talk about Havok. Havok is a really nasty defender, especially if you don't know how he works. So the defenders or the attackers that are good counters for Havok are power drainers and armor up champions. Okay, so OG Vision, power drain. And I kind of messed up right there. But power draining takes away all of his plasma charges. All right, see, when he gets his plasma charges up to 10, they start getting on you, and eventually they're going to detonate. But if you drain his power, he loses all of his plasma charges, so they won't get on you, so they won't detonate. All right, but I messed up there, and I decided to just keep going. I wasn't even going to worry about it. So here, I went in with my Starkey. Now, Starkey has a power drain on his special too, but he's not what I would consider a power drainer. But since Havok was already so close to getting defeated, I decided to just go in and brute force this guy down. All right, so I don't have all of my poise charges, and you see there I fired off my special 2, which took away his poise charges, but because he fired off his special 1, he got them up pretty quickly again, and so I was able to get him down quickly. Otherwise, they would have detonated on me, and I would have taken a lot of damage. Now, if you have an armor up champion, when you have an armor up, it prevents those plasma charges from getting on you as well. So Angela, a duped Angela also works. Anybody that does any kind of armor ups. All right, so keep going all the way up. All right, again, not to the left, not to the right, straight up. And now we have to deal with Heimdall. And again, these fights only the global nodes are we having to worry about here. No special nodes. Leave that to when you fully explore it, if you decide to do that. Now, Heimdall is fairly easy to defeat here, but you can see how he got me already in the corner, and I'm having a hard time getting my poise charges up. That's just because I'm unfamiliar with his animations. I can evade his special 1. His special 2, that's a little bit more difficult to deal with. You can parry it, actually, but I don't have enough practice doing that, so I try to bait out his special 1 as much as possible. Alright, so you see there, I went ahead and fired off my special 2. So now, I need to fire off a special 1. Otherwise, I'm going to get that delayed charge on me. Alright, so I'm still trying to build up some poise here, because I don't want to take him to his special 2. I really don't. Alright, so I'm getting a little bit more familiar with his animations. Just don't fight him enough. And I forgot again, got caught here, so now I'm like, okay, I got my special 2 ready. Forgot. See the delayed blast? Now, if I could fire off a heavy in this time, I could have survived. But nope. Heimdall backed off, and honestly, I forgot all about it. And suddenly I was dead, and I was like, oh, I don't believe I forgot. But that is what it looks like. So I fired off the same special, got the delayed blast, and then you have a certain amount of time, and if you can fire off a heavy and hit him with a heavy, you can save yourself. Otherwise, you saw how much damage I took. So, very easy to play around, but for me, also easy to forget. Alright, so now we're just going in here with my Captain America, and we finished him off the rest of the way. I do like Captain America Infinity War, and I'm trying to use him as often as possible so that I can get more practice playing him. Alright, so now we're all the way up, and we come to this big crossroads, and you're going to want to make a left. Left to that X23. Now we're going to have to deal with local nodes. So it's not the globals by themselves. So here we have to deal with Arc Overload, Vigorous Assault, and Recovery. Basically, if you have someone who can heal block, or heal reverse, or just does a lot of damage, you can take down this X23. So Captain America Infinity War, when he has a tech on the team, when he parries, he does that petrify. Okay? Now, the other thing to note about this particular fight, you'll notice that she goes unblockable. She is unblockable anytime she is under a regen effect. So even if you reverse the healing or anything like that, as long as that regen is there, she is unblockable. But as you can see, my Captain America Infinity War, he's very tanky. And that's one of the reasons that I like him here. Alright? So every time she's under a regen, she's going to be unblockable. And so for me, that's a little bit of a pain, because I have to adjust my fighting style accordingly. So I have to keep watching. And when she gets that regen, I have to pretty much shift my style up. No more parries or else I'm going to get caught. And I already got caught like that once before. You know, I missed. She went and got a regen. I went for a parry, and I was getting hit. And right there, she just was quick. She quickly parried me and, or blocked it rather. And, well, you see what happened. So Captain America Infinity War in better hands can easily do that fight. My hands are not the better hands. All right. So now we've got only a few left on the team. I've got Nebula, who I'm trying to save for the final boss, and Corvus. And you can see here, I went and got caught again because she was regenning, and so it was unblockable. And so now I'm starting to intercept a little bit more. And I'm just like, you know what? I need to just change my style, go back to how I had to fight in Labyrinth of Legends, And I still need a little bit more practice with that, but we're able to get her down. So we lost Captain America Infinity War, but we still have our Corvus, and we still have Nebula. But like I said, I want to save Nebula for the final boss. But we're not there yet. So next up, we've got another regener, Wolverine. Okay? And we still have to deal with the local nodes. And as you can see, it's the same nodes and Limber. So you've got to deal with the Arc Overload and the Vigorous Assault. So we're still going to have to deal with the unblockable when they're under a regen effect. All right, see, and you start right on off. All right, now here you're going to see me fighting the way that I should have fought before. Okay, I've got my Corvus, and I'm like, you know what? I'm really not trying to use a revive so soon. Okay, so I'm fighting a little bit differently here. As you can see, you know, we got that Arc Overload, and when he's under the regen, I basically try to play keep away, and if I can bait out a special or a heavy, I'll do that. Otherwise, I'm not going to try to go for the parries. I just got caught there, but you can see I'm trying to play keep away. Here I can do a parry, back away, hit into his block, because Corvus can still crit through block, and we were able to get him down. So with Corvus, it's still not too much of a problem, but it was still a little bit annoying. So if you have any kind of, like I said, heal reversal or heal block, you shouldn't have too much of a problem there. All right, so we've got several fights before we get to the final boss. And all I have is Corvus. But is that all I need? All right, so you saw there you have the same two nodes to deal with, but you also had that Mystic Ward. Normally, I'll fight Groot with Dr. Voodoo, and it's an ugly fight. But because of that Mystic Ward, Dr. Voodoo is not necessarily a good option here, because he'll not be able to convert those, nullify them into poisons. At least that was my understanding of that particular node and why I did not bring my Dr. Voodoo in here. All right, but we've got Corvus, and he's still doing his damage. All right, now you see the last one that I used, the last special is a special 2. And you can see the 2 up there. All right, but we're getting him down, and basically I fire off that special 1, and the reason that he was able to evade that is because I was a little slow. Okay, I fired that special 1 off slow because I was like, oh wait, normally I would build up to the special 2 again, but then I remembered almost a little too late, and so I was a little slow in firing off the special 1. But here we go. I alternated it. I baited out one more special 1, but I don't have any glaive charges left. All right, so firing off that special 2 would have got me recoil damage, and I still wouldn't have taken him out. So I pushed myself to a special 3 so that I wouldn't take any recoil damage, and boom, he's down to 1%. They really need to fix that. But now I shouldn't have to worry about anything. Just bait out, you know, one more special 1 and just go in. I am running Suicide, so he's hitting a little bit harder than he normally would when he doesn't have his glaive charges up. And down goes Groot. All right, so not too bad, not too long of a fight, but still longer than I would have liked. So next up, as you saw, we are going to have to deal with Superior Iron Man. Now, you notice a theme. These are all champions that have some sort of healing abilities. So these nodes work with them great. Okay, Vigorous Assault and Arc Overload. Now, the third one, that Bane, you should be familiar with Bane by the time you are doing this particular chapter. But just in case. So Bane is a damage over time. As soon as I hit him, you see the Bane up there. And when that timer runs out, it's going to transfer over to me automatically without him having to hit me at all. And in order to transfer it back to him, I need to hit him. So I want to try to time it so that when it's about to run out, I'm hitting him. Okay, that's what you call a great Bane transfer. When it doesn't stay on you that long at all, and you transfer it almost instantly. Okay, so that's what you see me doing here. All right, so now he's gotten his regen, annoying, but you see I got the Bane transfer again. I fired off one because I had already fired off my special 2, so I want to alternate thanks to the global node, but I'm still taking recoil damage. And now I don't have any glaive charges. So when Corvus does not have glaive charges, he cannot crit. Okay, so he goes from guaranteed crits when he has glaive charges to no crits when he does not. Fortunately for us, two things. I'm running suicides, and this is Bane. So Bane does a lot of the work for us if we do a good transfer. Now, Bane, the amount of damage Bane does to the opponent is based on the health of the opponent. Okay, so the more health he had, the more damage I would take when Bane is on me, and vice versa. All right, so we are on the very final fight of this path, I believe. And same global nodes, Arc Overload, Vigorous Assault. Now, Indomitable. Basically, if you went in here with a Void and you were expecting to reverse her healing, it's only going to heal block instead. That's pretty much what that means, okay? So, we're fighting here. We've got Corvus, and this is Angela. But then look at that. She is just on me. I'm like, what in the world is going on? She's dazzling me with that sword. So I'm like, okay, we got to get back on this. You know, we can't go out like that. And look at that. She's just, because she's unblockable, because she's under that regen. All right. So I'm like, all right, I'm down to 1% of my health. All right. Do not let anyone tell you that Corvus's signature ability is useless. His signature ability is the reason that I'm alive right now. Okay. I'm down to 1%. So I am invulnerable. I cannot be killed while I have my glaive charges up. But guess what? I don't have any glaive charges now. So now I'm sitting there going, okay, you know what? We going back to Labyrinth of Legends style. We are not going to go out like that. Okay, I want to show people how you can fight without getting hit. Because if I get hit, I'm dead. Okay, and I can't fire off my special because of my suicides. All right, now I'm only running 1 at the moment. So if I take recoil damage, I'll get 1 special off. I can fire off my special 3, but if I try to fire any other specials off, then the recoil will take me out until I get my glaive charges back. So I play keep away, all this, and boom, now I'm back, baby. Corvus is back. I played keep away, got my glaive charges back, and now it's a whole new ball game. Now what you got? Now what you got? And down she goes. Didn't matter if she blocked, I can crit, you know, even if she's blocking, I can crit through the block. So, yeah, I was kind of proud of that fight. Even though I messed up real bad in the beginning, I still clutched it out. I really thought I was dead, honestly. Okay, so now we have the final boss, and it is Sentinel. Now, if you don't know how to fight Sentinel, this Sentinel can be a royal pain. But I brought Nebula for him. All right, so we still have to deal with all of the global nodes. And here you can see the other nodes that we have to deal with. I'm not concerned with any of that, but you guys can read it because I'm planning to bring Nebula in and she can stop all that mess. All right. Now, the fisticuffs is a little bit annoying for Corvus. But what I'm planning on doing, and what I often do, is I'll go in with my lesser champions, you know, the one that I don't think is going to actually take him down. And that's Corvus. All right. Now, because of that fisticuffs, I lose all my buffs in the beginning. Okay. But my goal here is just to do as much damage as I can to this Sentinel. So with Sentinel, he's going to build up analysis charges when you do any repeated action. That includes blocking. So if you attack with a light, then he's going to gain these analysis charges. The more analysis charges he builds up, the more damage and the more crit resistant he becomes. And when he gets to 100, oh man, he is a nightmare. All right, so what you want to do is you want to alternate your attacks, you know, medium, light, medium. And what you see me doing here, like I said, I'm just wanting to get as much damage as possible. Once my glaive charges are down, then that's it. I've done my job. I'm not interested in fighting and waiting until the glaive charges come back. Don't want to deal with all of that. So here we go. They're down. And we just let him go. Now we want to bring in Nebula. She is who I brought in for this fight. And my 6-star Nebula, I do like her. Doesn't need to be awakened. All right. So my basic strategy here is to build up her shock charges. And I believe when she gets to like 8, it shuts down all of his abilities. So that's what I'm trying to do. Build up to 8 and then just go in. Now, what I want to do is I want to build up to 20, parry him, get that shock, and then fire off a special 2. But we'll see how that works out. All right. So you can see here, I've got the 8, and I keep going, but now I'm in the corner, so I'm trying to fight my way out of this here. All right. So now look at his analysis charges. Remember I told you that he builds up analysis charges when you do repeated actions. But you'll notice that he is at 12 and it has not moved because she shut it down. Okay, so at this point, I can just fight him if I want to and not worry about it, but I'm too busy trying to build up to 20. Okay, 20 is the max shock charges that she can have. And even though he's stun immune, I should be able to still get the shock like you see there and then fire off that special 2. Boom. Look at his damage. Look at his health. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. So now I don't have the shock charges, so his abilities are back and he's building up his analysis charges again. And I messed up, didn't evade because I was too busy trying to build the shock charges up. Down goes Nebula. Now, so far, I hadn't used a revive, right? So I could have just revived her and finished this fight. Instead, I decided to revive Corvus. Don't ask me why. I don't know. But it was not a great decision on my part. Nebula could easily have just finished this and, you know, we would just go on with our day. But I said, you know what? Let me come in with Corvus. He should be able to finish this, you know, pretty quickly. You see I'm doing a medium, light, medium. Then I did a full combo because I'm thinking, you know, get to the special 2 as fast as possible and just take him out real quick. But I underestimated just how tanky this Sentinel is. And just look at this. That special 2 did not take him down. And if you're wondering about the special 3, Corvus has a little bit of a power drain on his special 2. So if they have a special 3, he can get it down. But as you saw, I made some mistakes. Down goes Corvus. And I'm just like, why didn't I just finish this off with Nebula? I don't know. But now it's a matter of principle. Okay? Now I have to beat him with Corvus. Yeah, I know. Silly, but you got to make the game fun, right? Anyway, so I'm thinking he does not have that much health left. So we should not have any problem whatsoever. A special 2, if we make it to a special 2, should do the job. And it's not looking like he's going to make it to a special 2. And down goes the mighty giant. Sentinel is down. I repeat, Sentinel is down. He has fallen and can't get up. But that's going to do it, guys. That is the last quest of Act 6.1. Click like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about this video. And you guys have a blessed day.